Alright, we're back. Another YouTube video. I don't know if you guys are sitting crooked, straight, or what's going on here. I just set the camera up on the trash can. So today is going to be a little bit different type of video. Kind of. I don't know what I post anyways. I don't even know what my type of videos are. But it's going to be something a little bit different. A lot of people always ask me, like, what do you do to maintain your bike? What should I be doing to my bike? So I figured I'd make a maintenance video for you guys on pretty much what I do and what I think you guys should do to keep your bike fresh and keep it lasting for a long time. Everybody on TikTok seems to think I'm like a stuck up rich kid or something. A lot of people think that. These bikes wear out, what can I say, right? I don't really care what people think. I'm out here doing me. I'm racing, and when I do good, I just get to flip them all off in their faces. If I don't do good, I don't care. I'm still having fun with life. People are probably just sometimes jealous. I'm going through some of that right now. Can't say names, but yeah, so let's get the bike unloaded. This thing is so dirty, and let's break down what I do on my bike and what you guys should be doing. Yup. Oh, it's filthy. Goddamn. You guys can see how absolutely dirty this bike is. Today, riding the sand track, trying to break it in, it was so muddy out there because we were the first ones on it, actually the only ones on it, and there's not a piece of this bike that's not covered in mud. So I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this, especially if you're back east. I'm sure you see this a lot. Obviously in Cali, it's not as bad most of the time, but this is insane. So we're gonna get this thing cleaned up. I'm gonna show you guys ways to make your bike last longer. There's an Army helicopter coming, so I gotta hurry up. Right there. You guys see the Army helicopter? Okay, that's enough of the Army helicopter. So I'm gonna show you guys that the first thing you're gonna wanna do if your bike is this muddy and you wanna give it a deep clean, I'm not talking just wash it, I'm talking really clean the bike. You guys are gonna wanna start by either getting most of the chunk of the mud off or just start taking plastics off. Personally, I think I'm just gonna start taking plastics off because sometimes it's easier just to get it done in one shot. So the first thing we're gonna do is strip the bike. We're gonna take the side covers off, the seat, this whole front, and then I'm gonna see what else I need to take off and check out. So let's get started on taking this stuff off. You got all your plastics off. Obviously, you're just gonna wanna wash the bike and get all the mud off. Show you guys, we got the plastics laid out right here, the bike with everything off of it, and then we have our time lapse going on the GoPro. So we're gonna get this thing washed up right now. It's covered in mud, so I'm sure it's gonna take me like a really long time to get everything off this bike. So we're gonna put a pipe plug in, don't forget your pipe plug. And then I'd probably recommend putting a cover on one of these, but for me right now it doesn't matter because I have to take this whole thing off and put it on my race bike when I get that back anyways, so I'm not worried about dirt going in there. But if you guys do, you should buy a cover for this or put paper towels in there just so dirt doesn't go down into your throttle body and then it'll suck dirt and blow it up. So we gotta get the mud off this thing. We're gonna wash this real quick and then we'll get into some more of the other details and stuff. We just got the bike all washed up. I even ended up taking the tank off because I gotta take the suspension off. You just wanna get all the dirt off your bike. Clean bike, happy bike. I know it doesn't really make sense, but you feel better if your bike's completely clean. At least I do. So now I'm gonna take it inside. I wanna blow it off. If you're not gonna blow your bike off, I'd recommend putting chain lube or WD-40 or something on your chain so that it doesn't rust. I'm sure a lot of people have dealt with rusty chains, so you just don't wanna deal with that. So make sure right away you put something on your chain or blow it off with an air compressor, which is what I'm gonna end up doing right now. So we're gonna get this thing in here. It's literally dark out, so the video is probably a little grainy. So we're gonna have to hurry up and get this inside, wash the plastics tomorrow, so let's get in the garage. All right, I'm kind of retarded. This is a while after I actually forgot that I was doing this video, but I figured it wouldn't hurt. My other bike is in the same exact spot the last one was when I finished filming. So I figured I'll just continue on doing the same exact stuff to my other bike that I actually ended up racing in Texas. So let's carry this video on, but we're gonna be doing it on a different bike. It just has a couple different parts on it, so it's not really that big of a difference. Same stuff, guys. We're changing the oil. Personally, I hate changing the oil. Seems like it always comes up at a bad time, but we're gonna get it done because we gotta do it so the bike doesn't go boom boom. Every time I take these bolts off, I swear I almost strip it because I literally turn it the wrong way every single time I do it, and it's aluminum. So if I strip that, we're screwed. But we're gonna get the oil out here. That looks kind of black, not gonna lie, I should have done it sooner. Yamahas have this little screen here you could check. It's under the shifter. But I don't know about other bikes. I'm sure they all have it if you just look at your manual. Got an oil filter. You're gonna wanna take this thing off and change it. Nice little transition right there. Change it as much as you can. I'd recommend doing it like every 3 oil changes. That's just when I do mine. But I also change my oil a ridiculous amount. Like I do it way too much. I do it every ride pretty much on the Yamaha, but you guys could probably go like 2 to 4 rides, just depending on how long you're riding for and how hard you're riding your bike. We're gonna get this thing back on here. Be careful tightening these bolts and all the other bolts that have to do with this in the motor per se, because they strip out super easy. So just make sure they're snug. Don't tighten them too tight because you're gonna mess stuff up. We're gonna put this away here. Do it so your dad doesn't yell at you. Get the bike on the stand. Feels heavy like always. Fat bike. I use Motul oil. I just like the way this stuff is, and it is super good oil. Because I don't want my bike to blow up. I would make sure to check how much oil your bike takes. Some people put the wrong amount, and if you put way too much, it could be a problem. Too less, obviously that's a big problem. So just make sure you're measuring the right amount for your bike. We got a little funnel here so I don't spill it. Every time I try to pour it without the funnel, I make a mess, and then that's bad. So we're going to tighten this thing up here, and that's your oil change, guys. All right, so another important thing that a lot of people miss are your axles. These things get filled up with sand. They get messed up. These are pretty much brand new, so it's kind of a bad representation for you guys. But one of the best things you could do is grab some cleaner. I'm just using Simple Green because I have it. Spray it on your axle here, and then just grab like Scotch-Brite pad and clean it. And this just helps with not wearing out your bearings and stuff. And when these are full of dirt, your wheels spin like absolute shit. So just clean this off, and then we're gonna wipe this off with the rag, get it greased up, and get it back on. Oh, get some grease. It doesn't have to be any special grease. Literally all you do is get some on your finger and just spread it on the axle. You don't need to put a ridiculous amount, just put a little bit. This will help with making things last longer. A lot of people, if you get a brand new bike too, go through your bike and grease it. It'll make everything last 10 times longer because factories don't grease anything. So grease your shit before you put it on, including with chicks. Alright, put our front wheel on. You know, sometimes it could be really hard to find the hole and get it in, especially on this. Like, maybe it's not big enough or something like that. So you just gotta. That was the best it's ever went in for me. So 2 more things. Always check your sprocket bolts. These are the sprocket bolts, guys. So always check those. They always tend to come loose, and if they come out, it's gonna either break your hub or your chain's gonna come off and you're gonna get hurt and die. So the second thing is always check your spokes. When you buy a bike, they come with these, just a normal spoke wrench, or you can get one of these fancy ones. This is Tyler's because I don't have anything fancy. I just don't. Like, that's just my life, so. That seems completely unnecessary. So, you're gonna grab your spoke wrench. I like to just do like this one, and then I skip 2, do the next one, and I go all the way through the wheel, and then I go 1 forward, do the same thing all the way through, or you can just tighten each one a little bit. Do whatever, just make sure your wheel's straight. If you don't tighten your spokes, your wheel's gonna blow out, and then you have a blown out wheel, and wheels are really expensive. So that's pretty much all I do to get ready for races or just practice. That's pretty much my daily routine on bikes. I know this video sucked, but I hope someone found it useful in a certain way. Thanks for watching, guys.